Thank you, Toussaint. Next, we will hear from Eliza Darris, the Executive Director of the Minnesota Freedom Fund. Please welcome him.
I, like many of the activists and organizers and advocates behind me, we have found ourselves standing in front of podiums like this time and time and time and time again when local, or in this case federal law enforcement, have decided to use lethal force against us without right. And here we are again. We watched that man literally position himself in front of Renee's vehicle and shoot round after round after round into her. Now, law enforcement are supposed to justify every last single round. He shot her 3 times in the face. The rest of law enforcement made sure that no one, say no one, no one in the crowd could render aid. There was an actual physician that said, hey, I'm a physician. Let me render aid. And they said, stand back and watch her die. And so our expectation is that in tragedies like this, law enforcement would undergo due diligence, determine whether or not a crime has been committed, and bring charges. And ultimately, for a jury, if this person appears, to bring a conviction. Now that's in the normal situation, what we would normally expect to happen. But we're not dealing with normal times. These aren't normal situations. We have a federal government threatening other portions of its government and saying, if you hold anyone accountable, you'll be terminated. Say terminated. Terminated. You'll be fired. Say fired. Fired. You may be arrested. Say arrested. Arrested. And so they do nothing. We can expect nothing to come from the federal government. So what does that leave? It leaves the state. I'm here today to call upon our local officials to stand up. Say stand up. Stand up. And do something. Do something. Stand up. Stand up. And do something. Do something. Why did we send you here? If the county attorney won't prosecute, if the attorney general won't prosecute, if the governor won't order an investigation, if the sheriff won't conduct an investigation, if the police chief won't conduct an investigation, and then if the BCA this morning will release a statement and say the feds told us to stay out of it, and then they say, okay, we'll stay out of it. When have they ever done that? We cannot expect the federal government to do anything in this situation. And you all heard law professor Nikema say, we locally have the authority to investigate and to bring charges. Now, if a judge makes a jurisdictional determination later, so be it. But we expect this county attorney in this county, right here in Minneapolis, to bring charges. We expect this attorney general office to support any investigative needs, any charges that may be brought. The support coming from the top is what we need, because we will get justice nowhere else. They've already said it. They've already expressed it. We should not expect it. So we need our local authorities to stand up or tell us you are abandoning us.
Come on.
Tell us you are going to allow federal tyranny.
That's right.
We're talking about murder.
Come on. Come on.
Say that you're going to leave us at the hands of a federal government that is unchecked, that has no checks, no balances. Tell us that you're going to allow them to murder us and do nothing.
That's right.
Then we can make a decision
That's right.
of who we need in those seats to protect and defend us.
That way.
Thank you, Eli. Next, we'll hear from Rebecca Weigel from Unidos, Minnesota. Let's welcome Rebecca.
The ICE officer who shot and killed legal observer Renee Good must be held accountable. There is precedent for state authorities arresting and charging federal officers of crimes. Minnesota officials must use their authority to arrest and charge this officer as they would anyone who shot and killed another human being. Given the gross incompetence of this agency, ICE should immediately cease their surge in Minnesota and stop terrorizing our communities. Further, we call on Minnesota businesses and institutions to stand up to ICE.
Yes.
Corporations like Target and Cub have been allowing ICE to stage raids in their parking lots, including private lots. In order to keep our communities safe, we are working with teachers, hospital workers, and are inviting all workers and employers to uphold our Fourth Amendment rights against illegal searches and seizures. Protecting our constitutional rights is not the job of just one community.
Yes.
It cannot fall only on the brave people who step up to witness ICE's abuses. Upholding our constitutional rights is the responsibility of every institution that serves the public. What we do now will determine the future of our democracy.
Come on.
Target is headquartered here.
Come on.
If they wanted, they could set a national standard by refusing to let ICE use their lots for raids. Instead, they've allowed families to be snatched from cars and sidewalks. They've allowed for these ICE invaders to prepare and use their property for terror. We need Target to step up. We need Target and all Minnesota businesses to make a choice: protect our community or enable harm. Thank you.
Yes, we're still boycotting Target.
Yes, we are.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Next, we'll hear from the gatekeeper, hear from George Floyd Square. Let's welcome her.
Good afternoon, each and every one of you guys. I bring you good trouble. Good trouble I bring you guys come from 38th in Chicago. Good trouble I bring you from 38th in Chicago. This started 6 years ago. Police taking a man's life, George Floyd. Gianna was 6 years old when they took George Floyd. Renee Good, her son is 6 years old, and they took her from her son. Winston Smith, the federal killed him. Shaft killed Ricky Cobbs with no justice at all. Now we have Renee killed FBI, federal government. Minneapolis police need to come and stand with the community. They have no power. So now it's time for them to stand up with us to show us that they can stand with us to support us as the community. Defund the police. If we defund the police, we as a community can fight and stand and take care of our own community. We can protect our community. It has been shown. We've been doing this for 6 years at George Floyd, and it ain't never stopped yet. It's ongoing and keep on going. But to take a woman's life is not acceptable. It's our streets. We have the right to shut these streets down. Again. Make the city pay. Again. And again. They was worried about losing money when George Floyd died. We as a people can cause them to lose more money now. If we don't stand together, we're going to fall. Together we stand, divided we fall. We as a community got to stop talking and do the work. We cannot work till somebody die again to do the work. ICE is a demon. They are not human beings. They are killers. They're killing on target. I watched them drag a white woman out of her car pregnant. Had no sympathy for her and dragged her from one car to another car. I'm here to stand with the community all over nationwide. North, south, east, west, it doesn't matter. 4 blocks from George Floyd, 2 blocks over where this accident happened at. And we will not stop until justice gets served. And we will not stop until they arrest the officer. We demand that he be arrested. And if he don't be arrested, we're going to shut this city down. Whose streets?
Our street.
Whose streets?
Our street.
Whose streets?
Our street.
And we mean that. This street will be shut down and justice will be served.
Come on.
Next, we'll hear from Trahern Cruz, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Minnesota.
Renee Good, say her name. Renee Good. Say her name. Renee Good. Say her name. Renee Good. And we've been getting questions just like Elijah said, why wasn't the doctor allowed to give CPR or to render aid to Renee after she was shot in the face multiple times by a murderous ICE agent on the streets of Minneapolis? Why did it take EMS 15 minutes to get there? Why was her body just laying out in the street like that for a very, very, very long time? These things are very, very, very unacceptable. And also, what's unacceptable is when the BCA says the FBI tells them that they can't do nothing, but we also remember when Ricky Cobb was murdered that our governor told the Hennepin County attorney here that she needs to drop the case, and then that case was dropped when we watched the state trooper open up a door and shoot a black man. And then so we have levels of authoritarianism in our government. We have authoritarianism at the federal level, and we have authoritarianism at the state level. So we're calling on Governor Tim Walz to stand up. Minnesota has the 3rd or 2nd biggest racial wealth gap in the United States. This is an excellent time for Tim Walz to address that and do an executive order on reparations for black Americans whose ancestors descend from U.S. chattel slavery. This is an excellent time for Tim Walz to do an executive order on the George Floyd and Policing Act. Yes. This is an excellent time for those in St. Paul to address ICE agents and for the mayor of Minneapolis to follow the mayor of New York's lead and call for ICE agents to be arrested like Mayor Mamdani has done in the great state of New York. No good cops in a racist system.
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 So we have this racist system, and for a long time, this racist system would harm and just hurt black people. And you guys just see black people coming out, and you think, oh, they're just complaining. But now you're seeing it spilling over into your community. White supremacy and institutional racism has no boundaries. It's murderous. It kills and destroys. And if it continues to go unchecked, it can creep into everyone's household. So let's come together as Minnesotans. Let's come together as Americans. Let's just come together as the human family and stand up to white supremacy and institutional racism as a community and as a nation together. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Peace.
We have just a couple more speakers. Next, we'll hear from Satara Strong Allen, a longtime organizer and the executive director of Love First. Let's welcome her.
Ooh, say enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
My heart is heavy, I'm sure, as everybody else's is. And first and foremost, I want to send my condolences to the family of Renee Good, her partner, her child. I want to send my condolences to the teachers and staff at Roosevelt High School and South High School and the students. At first, when I saw the video of Renee Good being murdered in broad daylight by ICE agents, I thought, you know, this is ridiculous that anybody is going to sit by and allow the government to orchestrate attacks on their own citizens. But then I thought back to the experiences we've had here in the Twin Cities. I thought about Jamar Clark. I thought about Philadelphia in the 80s when they dropped a whole bomb on MOVE and the Africa families just for advocating for civil rights and advocating for animals of all things. And I thought, this isn't new, right? And we cannot sit back and allow this man to continue to orchestrate government attacks on their citizens. There's the law. The law, according to the Department of Justice, says, dang it, I lost it. Sorry, I take my time. According to the Department of Justice, Title I policy on use of force, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. Specifically, firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle, or the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or serious physical injury, and no other objectively reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which includes moving out of the path of the vehicle. Standing in front of a moving vehicle is called an officer-created jeopardy and danger and is not an excuse. They need to charge that officer with the murder of Renee Good. He was standing on the side, both officers were standing on the side of the vehicle, so they are not in front of it, but even if they were, it is an officer-created jeopardy and danger. The fault lies not on Renee Good for responding to the directions that she was being given by the very same ICE agents who killed her. It falls on the ICE agents and the government to hold these people accountable, these Proud Boys that the federal administration has hired to attack our communities. Thank you.
Indeed.
For our last speaker, Tashira Garraway Allen, Families Supporting Families Against Police Violence. Let's welcome her.
I don't have much of a voice today, so I know you guys can barely hear me. But I needed to come out and speak today because you guys are witnessing what our families have endured over and over and over. You guys are seeing them do an active cover-up after we've seen with our own eyes what happened. If they can cover this up while we can clearly see what happened, imagine what they did for the videos that they got to and they were able to tamper with. Imagine what they did for the videos that they would not release to our community and to our families. The only difference this time is they didn't have access to the videos. Our community had the access to the videos. That's why we got the truth. The reason we got the truth, you guys, is because we controlled the truth that got out to the world for the world to see white supremacists and hatred at its finest. Yeah. But white supremacy does not care who it kills. White supremacy does not care who it hurts. As you can see, they murdered a white woman in broad daylight. White supremacy has one agenda, and that is to control and to stay at the top while people that believe in equality remain at the bottom. Renee Good believed in equality, and she was out there observing, and they murdered her, and we see what happened. But the moral of the story is think about Justin Tigan, who his family has a lawsuit against this same building right now, has a lawsuit because they would not release the videos of the truth of what happened to him. Think about Ricky Cobb. We just stood in this building a year and a half ago for Ricky Cobb. And the governor told Mary Mariotti to drop the charges. You created the stage for what ICE came in here and did to Renee when you denied our families of justice. When you delay justice, you deny it. And an injustice done to one of us is an injustice done to all of us. So this is the time that we band together more now than ever before. Do not argue with each other. Do not go back and forth. We must band together because we have a bigger enemy at large that hates all of us, and that's white supremacy. Thank you. We will call forward Cortez Rice to say the Asada speech. Oh, well, we can take questions first. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Any questions?
Yes. By any chance, do you all know if the officer, the ICE agent, is going to be detained by Minneapolis police officers? What do you guys think about that?
Does anybody want to take that?
First and foremost, that is the ask today. The ask is for the agencies that are constitutionally required to take matters that are specifically happening in the city of Minneapolis to do their job. Nothing gives us a clear reminder that a cover-up is clearly on the way by kicking out BCA. But BCA has still a responsibility to step up because it is an law enforcement engaged killing. And so we are asking for the Minneapolis Police Department. We're also asking for Hennepin County Sheriff to begin their own investigation in this matter. And as Tashir and others have said, There is incredible evidence, clearly, from all the videos and the eyewitnesses who are ready to speak directly to what happened. This is not something that happened in darkness. This happened in light. And the public already knows exactly what happened. Law enforcement need to act swiftly. And this is how we show as a nation, as a country, that the laws are on the books and no one is above those laws. So BCA, Minneapolis police, and as well as the sheriff need to take their responsibility to uphold the Minnesota Constitution and all of the other jurisdiction constitutions by law, that they are required to respond to the murder of a resident of this great state and of this city as well.
And
I see members from the community for justice for House Administrator, justice for Mariah Samuels. Could this be viewed, in addition to everything, is a layer of this potentially also like violence towards women, seen as femicide?
It's absolutely violence toward women. The fact that the ICE agent in question knew that he was dealing with a woman, looked her in the face, and fired 3 kill shots shows you that he had no regard for her humanity or her femininity. And we've seen it before. Justine Rusacek-Damon, who was killed by the Minneapolis Police Department as a woman, unarmed, trying to report a crime, shot in cold blood. Not to mention the numerous women being dragged by ICE, being treated like they are not human. It's unacceptable. So for us as mothers, we're outraged. This is despicable and it's unconscionable. But what do we expect when the commander-in-chief is a rapist? What do we expect? Definitely a sexist. And people voted for him anyway, not once but twice. So what does that say about our society? It's absolutely unconscionable and disgusting. Any other questions?
So, what concrete steps can we, the people, take today? What can we do?
Jaylani referenced earlier, one thing that we can do is put pressure on our local elected officials. The governor has authority over the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. We don't give a damn what the FBI has said. There's nothing stopping the governor from forcing the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to conduct its own investigation based on what evidence it has. All they need to do is bring enough evidence to the county attorney to show probable cause for an arrest.
Yes.
And then the rest of the system will play out the way that it needs to. But the governor has authority. He's just not using it. The mayor of Minneapolis, who we saw drop expletives and act outraged, has the authority over the Minneapolis Police Department. As a matter of fact, because of residents in the city of Minneapolis voting to give him sole authority, he can direct the chief of Minneapolis Police to conduct an investigation into the murder of Renee Good. Wow. And the Hennepin County commissioners have authority over the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department. And they can direct the Hennepin County Sheriff to conduct an investigation into the murder of Renee Good. So don't fall for the okie doke and think, oh, the FBI took it over, there's nothing that they can do. Why do we have laws on the books that allow local government to bring charges against federal officers if there was nothing they could do? So we as the people need to use our voices and we need to hold them accountable. I don't care if we voted for them in the past, if we think they're good people, if we think they're nice. It's time out for Minnesota niceness, and it's time for justice and accountability. Period.
That's right.
We also want to know if this officer right now is even still in Minnesota and engaging in ICE activity. We have no clarity that this person who just murdered this incredible woman is still out. So we need the media, because I will remind you, after the murder of George Floyd, no one is safe. We saw that, including the media, who are trying to get clear information for the public, have been part of the target. And this disinformation that is happening from Kristi Noem and others need to be held at check. We are asking for the media to do also your job in making sure that the hard questions are presented and laid right in front of these leaders who are cowardice in this moment instead of standing up for justice, not only for Renee, but all the Renees across this country.
Right. Real quick, one of y'all just said that Tim Walz made a call to Mary Mortery to drop the charges with Ricky Cobb. I was in the room when that happened. So is it kind of silly for us to ask Tim Walz to make Mary Mortery do it if we know he didn't do it for a black man?
No, we're not asking Tim Walz to make Mary Moriarty do anything. Okay. What we're asking him to do is to exercise his oversight and authority of the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension for them to conduct an investigation regardless of what the FBI has said. They're using the FBI's decision to exclude them from the case as a justification to do no investigation at all, when there's plenty of eyewitness statements, as has been said, as well as video evidence that they can begin to analyze in order to present a report to Mary Moriarty or even to Keith Ellison. Whether we trust Keith Ellison or not, the reality is he is the Attorney General, and he has the power to bring charges if he has given a case file that shows probable cause to make an arrest.
Who gives him that case file? Do you know?
It would be if the BCA or the Hennepin County sheriffs.
Away from the BCA, he won't get that file.
But the BCA, no one's taking anything from the BCA.
Donald Trump has said that Minneapolis and Minnesota cannot do anything about it.
That's not exactly what's happening, right? The FBI, in our opinion, at least in my opinion, is attempting to engage in a cover-up, right? That's why they want all the evidence for themselves. But that doesn't mean that there isn't additional evidence out there that a Minnesota-based law enforcement agency can review and bring forward what they have to a prosecutor so that they can determine whether there is probable cause to arrest the ICE agent in question.
And I would frankly posit that the video and the eyewitness statements themselves are adequate for probable cause for an arrest. All law enforcement needs in order to arrest someone is probable cause. And I would absolutely posit that that video and the eyewitness statements give them that probable cause. And that is why that man should be sitting in jail right now instead of running around in our community causing more harms.
And to Michelle's point, we have an example in the case of Justine Rusacek Damon. Remember, there were no witnesses and there was no video, but Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman was quick to bring charges against a black Muslim Somali officer who shot and killed Justine Rusacek Damon. And that officer was actually convicted. And Justine's family was paid, $20 million without any other evidence beyond the fact that a white woman was killed. So we know that there's ample evidence to show probable cause for this ICE agent to be arrested. And the fact that he callously left the scene, he didn't even stay. He just walked away because he understood his white privilege. And the fact that he would be protected by an administration engaging in white supremacy and domestic terrorism and abuse of American citizens. I want to also remind us that we can apply pressure to the elected officials at the state as well as the federal level. All these Republicans who are claiming they care so much about fraud, why are you silent with regard to this fraud that's being perpetuated upon this community? Complete silence. So it shows you that they're being disingenuous. And again, Congress has the power to take action. As I said in the beginning, they're the ones who fund ICE. They provide oversight of ICE. So they can do something about ICE. And it's up to us to apply the pressure to make that happen. So we're going to end right there if there are no more questions. We want to thank you all for taking the time to be here. Everybody from the community who showed up, we thank you. Those on the front line showing up, Whipple Building, putting your bodies on the line, we thank you. The media, we thank you for being here. And Cortez Rice wants to end with the Assata Shakur chant. Those words ring true now more than ever.
All right, real quick though, we all see that this is happening to everybody. The time is right now to create the new Rainbow Coalition. Yeah. That means every race, every ethnicity, every religion, let's join together and fight this together. Everybody fist up. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Let's make sure she hear us. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 All power to the people.
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 Justice for
Renee Good.
Justice for
Renee Good.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. That was powerful. Yeah, it was really powerful. It was good.
Yeah, she has to have a They don't provide. I mean, so here's how it happens. Police they cannot just act on their own. They have to get something. They all can That's why she was saying, I want to have a local. She talked about it. She said, I want to have a local investigation so I can have that. She talked about it. But we've got local.